Hey everybody, welcome back to my home here in the village in the Vault Hunter's Friends SMP. As usual, in between episodes, I've been running a few vaults. Not very many, honestly, but look at that, my level is up to level 31. And it's kind of a weird situation. I have been running a whole bunch of these level 18 crystals and getting a whole lot of experience as a result. You see, there's a game rule that says you're not supposed to get experience if the vault is more than 5 levels beneath you, I think. And, well, that's been turned off. And apparently it's turned off by default because I didn't change it when I set up the server. So, while it's been kind of nice running these level 18 crystals, I've created a bit of a problem for myself. Because if I try to go into a level 31 vault, I probably am going to get overwhelmed. My gear is still mostly level 18 stuff. And yeah, if I try to go into a vault at level 31, they're going to be a lot harder. And I'm going to be doing a lot less damage and taking a lot more damage because my gear has fallen behind. So, it's a bit of a conundrum right now. So one of the first things that I'm going to be doing is working on some updated gear. And I think that's going to be in the way of just crafting. I should have enough vault alloy, and I'm going to try to just craft up some new pieces. Because look, this is, well, I did buy some boots from the black market, and so these are appropriately leveled, but all of these others are not. And my sword is probably also not. But I've spent all my shards, unfortunately. I bought a pog. I don't know what I'm going to use it for yet, but I bought a pog. And I feel like it was worth it, honestly. Now, you might notice here I've got 7 knowledge stars because I've been able to collect quite a bit of knowledge in between episodes as well. So that's task number 2. It's time to get into some new mods. And, well, if you look at the storage behind me, I think you might know what that's going to be. Yep, it's time. It's past time. So that's on the agenda as well. I've also got a few things that I need to make up, which I've already set aside the materials for here. And lastly, I think it's time to get out of the village. Level 30, we're doing really well in terms of progression, and I need to get out of the village and start looking for my base. I do have a base idea, so we're going to do a little bit of exploring as well. Now, one of the side effects of running level 18 vaults and going above that is that I don't have a whole lot in the way of materials that can be found post level 20. Mod boxes is one of them, and the other is a blank seal. You used to be able to craft these things, but not anymore. At least I believe you used to be able to craft them. But anyway, they're only found in completion crates. Well, they're only found in completion crates above level 20. And since none of my vaults are above level 20, I'm not getting them. And so while it is nice to be able to run these low-level vaults and get a good amount of experience for it, I've gained quite a few levels, honestly, it is causing some problems that I think need to be rectified. I think I need to get back on track for running the right level vaults for my level. And come back to these level 18s when, I don't know, for vault dolls maybe, or just whenever I feel like having an easy vault. But anyway, let's get started with the tasks for today. And so back to the first item on the agenda, the old vault forge right here. I've actually been able to collect a pretty decent amount of gold, but not so much vault alloy. I've got the vaultite ingots, but actually this has a different recipe. Yeah, chromatic steel. It looks like I need to go make some chromatic steel. I should be able to do that without too much of a problem, though. Alright, 58 chromatic iron, which is almost as much as I had in vaultite ingots. So there we go. Wow, that's feeling pretty expensive, quite honestly. But, yeah, I'm able to use up all the vaultite. I think I can make just a little bit of more now that I got just a little bit more painite, but we'll see what we can do with this bit that I've got. Actually, no, it's not going to do very much at all. That's only like 4 or 5 pieces, because it takes like 9 each. Oof. Well, all right. I've got good boots, so I need legs, chest, and helm. So let's just start by creating 1 each of those. Legs, chest, and helm. And I can create 1 more. Oh, this isn't going to go well at all, is it? Okay. That is better than what I've got. That is definitely an upgrade on the helm. But these guys, I mean, they'll do. I don't like using Scrappy. I want better if I can absolutely afford it, but I'm not sure I can. Let's try one more chess piece. See what kind of luck we might get there. No, it's another Scrappy. Pretty much just as bad, honestly. None of them have any ability power, which I also like to have on most of my armor, so I'm going to be giving up a lot of ability power, and that's going to make a big impact to my storm arrow when I have to use it. But I do think that the higher armor values, I mean, this is quite good at 12 armor. I think that this will do a good enough job at keeping me alive until we can get some better pieces from actually running a vault. All right, well, job number one done. Not as well as I would have liked, and I honestly didn't get as many chances as I would have liked, but it is what it is. There we go. That's looking a little better. I always love the crown as a transmog, honestly. But the armor's good enough to get us into another vault, I think. Now it's time to focus on getting some quests done, I think. Alright, well, like I said earlier, I have got 3 items with all the ingredients laid out here for crafting and questing. So we'll start with this first one. I honestly don't even remember what it is, but I had it all laid out, so this is where we're going with it. This needed black chromatic steel. Yeah, this is a pricey one. The crystal workbench. That's right. Okay, crystal workbench, and we get the quest done. So I really haven't gotten to be able to do this because, again, I haven't been running level 20 vaults, and all of these things start showing up once you run level 20 vaults. But hey, we get a Phoenix capstone along with an augment for geode caves. Yeah, one of the better themes, I think, especially if you happen to need amethyst. Nice. One more quest done. The next one is for the artifact tome. Bring all that in. I remember that pretty clearly, honestly. Again, more black chromatic steel. This took pretty much all of my black opals that I've been able to create. But artifact tome and another quest. This one, of course, gives us a free artifact. Which, if you don't happen to know, artifacts are the reason why we're doing this. That's what gives us access to the end game content, is to collect all 25 artifacts. Which one is it? It looks like it's a big old clock. Wendar's clock, probably? I don't know. I've never been able to collect them all. I've never played long enough to do that, and that's something that I also want to do. But I also know that space is quite limited in this little house. When you place it down, it makes a projection up into the air. It's usually best to do that on a wall, and I just don't have a wall that's big enough, I don't think. So that's just going to go into a storage box until I can get into a new place. And the last one is for our, what is it called? The one thing where you buy your body back. And I had to do a bit of prep work in order to get the Eye of Ender, because nobody seemed to have any blaze rods. Or at least I didn't, and I couldn't find any. But there we go, the Spirit Extractor. That's what it's called. And this one gives you a nice reward of 4 gold, which is always useful. Now, there are, of course, a lot more quests that I could be doing. I might be able to do some of these, but again, dungeons and vendors and plunderer's rock, I can't, warden's vault, I can't do any of that because I haven't been getting level 20 plus loot. I might be able to do storing gear, I might be able to do multiple builds. Let's see. Well, I can do the wardrobe. The other is going to require 3 black chromatic steel, which I cannot do just yet. But the wardrobe is fairly easy, and like I said, it's another quest done, so we'll go ahead and get it done. Not that I have a particular use for it. I guess I'll put it right there, just in case I decide I want to use it. I don't know. I tend to just wear my vault gear all the time. I don't change my wardrobe all that much, really. Wait a minute. I don't remember getting a quest for that. I gotta interact with it. There we go. There's the quest, which gives us another wardrobe, which I don't need that either, honestly. Well, anyway, these guys will store outfits, essentially, allowing you to easily swap between an overworld set of tools and a vault set of tools and gear and stuff. But, like I said, I don't worry about it too much. I tend to play just pretty easy and laid back, honestly. But that is, I think, all the quests that I can do. All of these things require level 20 vaults, which I need to actually start doing, and then this requires resources I don't have, and otherwise it's level 40. So, okay, all caught up on the quest front, which is really good. Next up, it's time for some knowledge. Getting into mods and consuming knowledge is always rewarding. 7 knowledge stars already from those last 2 or 3 vaults that I did. Yeah, as you could tell, one of them was really good. So yum, 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 yum. Always great. But 7 is just exactly the right number. Now we all know that refined storage costs only 2. And it needs to be powered. And what? Look at that. Ha! What a coincidence. Power also takes 5. Now, like I said, I have done this every single playthrough. Refined storage and power. And I'm kind of tired of them. No, for that reason, I'm not going to go into refined storage. I'm going to do something different this time, and this is a very deliberate choice. Like I've said before, I'm very familiar with refined storage, and I'm very comfortable with it. I am not at all familiar with Applied Energistics, and I feel like I've got a bit of a bias against it, even though I have no experience with it. So, time to get over that bias. It's time to learn what this can do, and learn about the differences between them, I guess, through the process. Applied Energistics also needs power, but I don't like crafting power. You can get pretty much everything you need from the mod boxes, which is what I would pretend to do if I were to take it. But yeah, I really just don't like crafting power because it's a lot of crafting and recrafting of the same old things. To make a newer generation of device, you need basically all the same stuff from the previous generation plus the previous generation, and the crafting materials get exponentially more expensive basically. I've never taken iron generators, and I've never taken flux networks. So I think I might do that. I do know the basic iron generator is basically free. It's you don't have to research it. But I think you probably do need flux networks in order to connect things up. I'm not terribly certain. But I'll start with iron generators, and if I need to, I'll go with flux networks. And I think this is going to be the theme for this playthrough. I am going to deliberately choose things that I've never really gotten into before in order to learn about them, because I absolutely believe there is an optimal path in terms of the mods. Create, botany pots, ice spawners, all of these things are pretty much optimal, and most of the other mods never get taken. So I'm going to make it a point to try to take some of these other mods. And I think that means I'm going to need to rely on some of the other members of the server a little bit more than I had wanted to. But we'll start with Applied Energistics and see where we get to. So I think the first thing to start off with is this lonely mod box. Previously, I didn't have any unlocks that would give me things out of the mod boxes, which is why this is unopened. One of the strategies is to utilize mod boxes when you have a very few mods unlocked because it really narrows down the kinds of things you should get. At this point, I should only get an Applied Energistics item out of this, which hopefully it's good. I don't know. Let's go. Okay, what did I get? I got a storage cell, a 1K storage cell. That'll be useful later on once I actually get things built, but I got to figure out where to start with this stuff. Well, that's what I was afraid of. But I was hoping it was going to be like one of the control centers or something. All right, well, let's see what we have in Applied Energistics, right? Cables. Okay, I'm going to need some cables, sure. Storage pieces. This is like refined storage. Fine. Paintballs? Why do we have paintballs, I wonder? Okay. Okay, we got a wireless terminal, a wireless crafting terminal. So it seems like a terminal is going to be the thing that I need in order to be able to access my stuff. Okay, it doesn't look like it's a terminal at all. It's going to be something else. Ah, okay, ME drive. That's something that the drive goes into, it looks like. ME controller. That sounds like the thing that I need. Okay, well, that doesn't look too bad except for these fluix crystals, which I have no idea how to make. And silicone, Certus quartz dust. Okay. How do we make these fluix crystals? Throwing in water. Take a seed and throw it in water? We get sand and fluix dust. And Fluix dust is charged Certus. Oh gosh. This is kind of involved in crafting. But I think I've got some Certus quartz crystals. Maybe? Where did I put that? Well, I got some Certus quartz dust. Okay, I'm confused already. This is clearly going to be a bit of a learning process, so I guess I'm going to spend a little time just playing around with stuff, and I'll come back when I've got something figured out. Yeah, I'm going to remind myself I signed up for this, but I'll be back in a bit. Well, first step seems to be creating these Certus quartz seeds. I took the dust I had, mixed it with sand, and I made these seeds. And so it says to throw it in water. And interestingly, it says this item won't despawn. All right, well, I'll come back when I've got some seeds that have grown up, I suppose. While I'm at it, I might as well learn about some of these iron generators. All right, well, I think we'll start with the basic, the iron, and looks like we can upgrade it to a gold if we want to a little later on, but the iron generator seems to be pretty straightforward. I just don't know how much, it doesn't really say anything about how much energy you're going to get from it, but I guess we got to start somewhere, right? All of that deep sleep from when I was looking for chromatic iron with B is certainly going to come in handy here, because that's pretty easy to make a furnace. Iron generator. Easy enough. Ah, there we go. So I'll throw in a log, and we're making 4 Fe per tick. Woohoo! That's pretty pathetic, honestly. Looks like we need to upgrade this to a gold at least. You know, it seems like any of the generators can go to any level. So I don't see why I shouldn't go all the way to a diamond generator. I don't have the netherite. I can't do that. Oh, but I could do a copper too. Very interesting. I really wish I knew how much Fe was being generated by these things, but I have to assume the diamond and netherite is going to be a lot more efficient and generate more Fe. All right, well, let's start with that and see what we get out of this guy. Okay, 64 Fe per tick. And this beam lasts longer. Not terribly long. And that's going to be a continual problem that I think I'm just going to have to deal with. But I think the flux networks might make that a little easier by allowing me to do a bunch of generating and store up the energy and then use it when I want it. I'm not really sure. Again, we're just trying to figure this all out a little bit. Well, I guess let's figure out some of these cables. Covered cable is a glass cable, and a glass cable is some of these Fluix crystals and quartz fiber. And quartz fiber is... oh, this is a problem. I just used all of the dust that I had to make the seeds. Can I get more if I grind it up? Oh no. I wondered if that was a mistake. I thought it might be, but looks like I got to go do some mining again. At least at some point to get more Certus quartz crystals and dust. Okay, but let's see how we get these crystals. We take the Fluix seed and throw it into water. Okay, how do we get a Fluix seed? We get sand and Fluix dust, and that's a full charged Certus quartz crystal, which is different than a Certus quartz crystal. Inserting it uncharged into the charger and powering it. Oh, okay, so I need a charger, I guess. That's doable. Looks like that's the place to start, a charger. Hey! Oh, they're not quite that grown yet, apparently. They look like crystals, but when I'm pointing at them, it says they're only 60%. I thought they were done. Looks like we got just a little bit more to wait. All right, charger made. Let's see if it will automatically connect to this generator that's sitting right next to it. If I burn something and make a bunch of energy, yes, it's storing it. Awesome. And I've got a lot more energy being made than it can store, but that's okay. That's okay. It's got some. Are my crystals ready yet? Almost. Well, okay. I think we throw the crystals in there when we're done, and we get Fluix crystals. Almost there. This has been a long 20 minutes, I gotta tell you, honestly. Okay. Yay! I got some crystals. Now, if I put one in there, it's charging. Okay, it's turned it into a charged crystal. Nice. All right, well, it looks like I got to do that a whole bunch of times, huh? Okay, what can I do with these charged crystals now? Oh, I can make a Certus Quartz pickaxe. Okay. Turn it into blocks, a pattern, shovel. Oh, I have no idea what any of a meteorite compass. Oh, that's right. There's the meteorites, and we need to go find those. There's sky stuff. But it looks like that's kind of it. Wait, okay. Mix it with nether quartz, redstone, and then throw it into water to get some fluix dust. And then I got to do more with that to turn it into a fluix seed and throw that into water to get the fluix crystal. Yep, well, learning about a new mod is tedious and interesting, but also annoying. There's got to be a better way than throwing this stuff into water. You know what I mean? Okay, well, this is interesting. I got to come back and do this. So we got to throw the quartz in, the other quartz in, and the redstone. Right? There we go. Okay, it did it, and it didn't take 20 minutes. That was nice. So mix this with some sand to get the seeds, 16 seeds, and that is going to take 20 minutes. Okay, well, there we go. We're on the way. Well, to kill some time, I went and did a little mining, and it wasn't just a little bit, honestly, and I think I was pretty successful. 2.5 stacks of dust and a half stack of crystals. I don't remember whether I had these already or not. And voila, they are done. Now, all in all, I feel like the startup process for Applied Energistics is a lot more time intensive because of the 20 minutes I had to wait for these two different crystals to be made, and a little bit more obtuse, I think. I think refined storage is easier to get started. Now, you do have to make silicone and a few other weird things that are refined storage specific, but they're not that bad. It's just smelting a few common items. And I don't think you need any special materials like the Certus quartz ore that you have to go mine for. So I say, as a starting point, Applied Energistics is more difficult to get into. Now that I got a few fluix crystals made up, it's time to look at the glass cables. I'm going to use up a lot of my fluix crystals here, but okay. We got to start with this quartz fiber. Should be easy enough to do. Let's get her done. 8 cables. That should be all I need. Perfect. But now we got to figure out the controller and this thing. Right. Silicone. Certus quartz dust being smelted down. That's easy. Okay, that was easy to do. Now we're moving on to this processor. Boom. A controller. Is that going to be enough? Well, except I have no energy left in my furnace there. So let's burn a few logs. And come on. Give me some. Yes, it's storing power. Yes, it seems to be on. Hey, whoa, that's fancy looking. That's fancy looking. Okay, controller. Now, drives? Drive array. Need some black chromatic steel and 2 more of these, along with one of the cables. But I think shouldn't be that much of a problem. I do happen to have some black chromatic steel. I thought I was out, but I've got enough. So yay, it's a drive. Sure, we'll put that right there. We'll stick that in. We got 1,000 units right there. Now, how do we see this? Is it this storage monitor, which is a panel of some kind? I don't have any glowstone, but I can get that. Now, it strikes me that a lot of these mods have a book or something that tells you how things are supposed to be done. But I don't know what that is. I don't see it. It might be in there, but I don't see anything. And I'm really trying hard to just figure it out on my own, or using the materials that we have. I'm trying hard to not watch videos. It's just what I do. I'm silly like that, I suppose. Well, it looks like I need to go get some glowstone, and I can try to use this panel. I think that's the right thing to do. But boy, I can tell already I am not going to like these generators. They're a pain to keep feeding. That is one thing that Power has over these guys by a long shot. It can be just set up and it's always running with a little thermal generator and some lava. But I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it. Looks like I need to go find a cleric and get some glowstone. So I'll be back in a little bit. All right, we got some glass. We got all this stuff. Let's... wait, what? Quartz glass. Oh, no, I didn't even notice that was different. Of course. Of course it uses the Certus quartz. All right, quartz glass done. Now, create a panel. And with the panel, now I can make the, ME requester terminal. Yeah, that sounds right. Maybe? Or the ME pattern access terminal or the ME storage terminal. What is that? An ME level emitter and what is that? Another one of these. Okay, well, I guess I'm making random stuff trying to figure out what do I need to do to get access to the disks here. Okay, emitter and panel gives a storage monitor. That seems a little too easy. I don't know. And we're got it, but no, I can't access that. Dang it. I guess I gotta go watch a video. To be fair, refined storage isn't that obvious, and I did have to watch a video on it, but let me just say here that I'm having no luck trying to figure out Applied Energistics by myself and without any help. So, okay, I'm going to go watch a video. I'll see you on the flip side. Okay, I'm back. I don't know how I didn't see this, but we need the ME terminal. That is the thing that makes it work. And this thing is quite expensive. Well, it takes a POG, and I don't really know what the other things are. There is a crafting terminal, which is built on the ME terminal, but it takes even more POGs and even more black chromatic steel. So that'll be later on. Right now, I'll be happy if I can just get access to the drives and be able to put things on there. Well, I've got a bit of crafting to do, but I do believe that I can actually make this terminal and start getting into some storage. Although, if I run a vault that's level 20 and get some mod boxes, I think chances are probably pretty darn good that I'll get one of these things. So I can keep going down this road. I think I can actually get to this storage terminal, but I think I'd rather run a vault and try to get it through a mod box, quite honestly. Now, interestingly, mod boxes are found in wooden chests, which most people tend to avoid, but they can also be crafted, which I didn't know about. I guess we focus on wooden chests this vault then. Well, this will be pretty good, though, because I have a bounty for horde mob kills, so should be pretty darn easy with this. And I am pleasantly surprised that I'm not feeling that outclassed. I was worried about that. Oh, champion. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Whoa, he hit so bad and hard and hurt. Okay, that didn't go so good. Where's my spirit? Oh, I've got to find it. It's on my bed. That's right. I don't do this very often. Oh, look at the poor ozone. I try really hard not to die. Honestly. 16 volt gold. Ouch. Well, I got one mod box. I don't like dying. I definitely am having a problem with gear. Looks like we got a 16K storage cell, which is nice, but not what I was after. I want the terminal. And that was only a level 27 vault. I was doing okay. My problem was I didn't cheese the champion, but that's rough. Well, I still want to run a vault, but I think that I'm going to need some help in the form of strength. I do have a lot of skill points, and I need to be using them. Strength is so useful, and apparently I really, really need it. Also, apparently my storm arrow needs to be bumped up. Remember, I lost all that ability power, but also that makes me realize I should probably be spending points into intelligence, which gives me extra ability power. So now my storm arrow is back to where it was, or probably close enough anyway, before I had to go with newer armor and lose all of that ability power. This time I'll try to avoid the champions. It's too close. It's too close. Dang it. Dang it. At least I got out and didn't die. Wow. Well, at least I did get the one mod box. Maybe we can get a terminal? It's another drive. I mean, I really can't be upset about drives. They're expensive to craft. I'm glad to have them, but I kind of want to get that terminal. I guess I'll just have to craft it. But I guess on the plus side, all of my crystals are done. Got quite a few of these fluix crystals now, which is good because I need some of them in a block. Let's just start crafting up all of these weird things that I'm going to need. Right, I need the bright terminal and then a pog. So I guess it's a really good thing that I bought that pog. I knew it would come in handy here at some point. So there we go. Boom. Terminal. Let me put everything away because now my inventory is completely cluttered with stuff. And we'll get this system set up again. All right, so let's try this again. We'll put the controller down. It has power. Put the drive down. Put the drive in the drive bay. It's got power. Put the interface on top of it, and I think we're good to go. Put a water bucket in. No. What am I missing now? What am I missing now? The terminal's right on it. Maybe I need the cable. And maybe the terminal doesn't go right on the side? Oh, hey, that looks a lot different. That looks a lot different. Okay. Goodness. That's a lot of work to make this all work. But I'm glad I finally got it to work. Now, do I empty out my chests and go fully into the system here? I don't know that I can, because if we look at this drive, it says it takes only 63 different types of items. It will hold 1,000 different items, but only of 63 types. And I think with these other ones, yeah, I've got these storage cells that'll hold 16,000 items, but only 63 distinct types. Well, I think if you look at all my chests, I've got more than 63 unique items in here. And I think this is one of the complaints about Applied Energistic. I mean, why is it limited to only 63 different types within this storage cell? And can I upgrade it? I don't know that I can, but I also don't know that I can't. Maybe you can help me out in the comments down below. Can these drives be upgraded to hold more than 63 types on a drive? That seems like a pretty severe limitation, honestly. But I am at least glad that I've gotten it set up, and I'm glad to have learned this much about it. Clearly, I've got a lot more to learn, but we're on the way. I never did get to the last thing that I was wanting to do today, and that is to scout out a new location because, as you can see, this is cramped and I am absolutely running out of space. But it's a start anyway, and we can continue the search in the next episode. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you've enjoyed coming along on this journey with me as I stumble and fumble my way through Applied Energistics. If you're like me, everybody says refined storage is the way to go, and that's what you've always done, and maybe this has been a good exposure to Applied Energistics and how it's different. I know I've learned a lot. Well, we'll pick this up in the next episode. If you want to see more fumbling and pumpling like this, well, please consider giving the channel a subscribe. I hope you liked the video, and give the video a like if you did, or if you found it educational or entertaining, or both. But that's it for now, I suppose. We'll see you all in the next episode, and until then, remember, be excellent to each other. I'm out.